excited.
Scared.
Yay!
Excited and scared.
Yay!
Okay, give me a second.
Concern.
Yo. The whimpers.
I mean, I could just keep Icy Hot on that little...
I got the link right here. Let me also...
Scared.
Yay!
I'm gonna there. Here.
Excited and scared.
Yay!
Let me really quickly just do the little thing
Concern.
where I post it.
So,
I mean, I could just keep Icy Hot on that little...
since I don't have any lines this chapter, I might end up just listening to a live stream.
Huh?
Give me a moment to switch to something else.
Okay.
Since I don't have any lines to this chapter, I might just end up listening in.
Okay.
Understandable. You can do that. Just sit in the live stream chat. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You can help make people watch it.
No.
I could do the same.
It's taking a millennia for it to fucking post. And I'm gonna put it in the chat thingy and the other things. Okay, give me a second. No, stop taking a million years, okay?
Huh?
It's Amino is taking a million years. Okay, can someone can someone take the link? Oh wait, it's I'm just gonna do it. Give me a second.
It'd be a load.
It'd be a load.
Oh.
One of my friends should be. Oh, yeah, I saw someone join the thing. So yeah.
Okay.
We're just prepping a little more.
Yeah.
Making sure everyone.
Why is it being retarded?
Okay. So yeah. But this is just for fun. It's not professional.
Yep.
Fine, we're just being silly.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of friends reading a book. It's not even a serious dramatization of the novel.
Yeah, we're just doing this also because this is a hopeless attempt for people who haven't read Fallout Equestria to see if they want to like actually go through the time of reading it. You know.
I also want to say the velvet we have. Love it. My day.
Okay, who else here? I'm just gonna start fucking posting a link everywhere I could fucking find.
You should do the East Corp.
Yeah, I'm about to do that.
Yay.
I don't really want to perform in front of a large audience.
We're just gonna see who the fuck shows up, okay? We're just gonna see who shows up.
Scorcher, are you on EA? Do you want me to post it there?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Just gonna post this everywhere.
Yes. Look at our shit. Look at our shit.
We're gonna accumulate another 2 viewers.
Yeah.
What do you mean empty? Like, what do you mean the audio is looping? Oh, Scorcher,
Yeah.
make sure your audio is
Give me a sec.
better. Because it is looping, I can hear it, actually.
Is this any better?
I have to watch the stream.
Da 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 da. Is this any better? What's oh wait, I think
It's on your side. It's on your side, Scorcher.
okay.
That's
Or give me a
looping.
second. Okay, can you hear me? Does this work? Is this better?
No idea, I don't hear it yet.
Da 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 da. Okay. It was some stupid thing I did because I'm so new to using OBS.
It's okay.
Okay. How we got 3 viewers.
One of them is Octave, remember that.
I know. We need someone on a fucking Amina that actually fucking. Damn it! No one's fucking online. I fucking hate it. And that's the thing. It's like, okay, anyone who could like promote it is just like
That's
fuck.
what I'm doing right now. Also,
Huh?
Scorcher,
Yeah.
do you...
You are cutting out, Bun.
I know, I'm doing it on purpose, but, your speaker is catching what you're saying, so if you have headphones or something...
I do have
that would help.
this is a headphones. So let me try and turn down the volume on my headphones. Is this any better?
Wait, I'm watching the stream.
Is this any better?
Just hold on.
Mm.
No, it's not. It's still echoey. Go to the stream yourself and see if you can fix it that way. I think that would help.
What do you mean? Okay, because audio input, desktop audio, E, read, uh, any better? Because I don't, read. I am using.
No, it's not. Hold on.
Read.
What is your input and output things?
Okay. Oh, my input is a dual like camera microphone thing, and then I've just got normal headphones on.
Try to find a default thing for your microphone.
Default.
Screenshot your thing, please.
Okay. I guess I should kind of expect this considering how badly I fucking planned it.
It's okay, we can fix it. You just gotta send me a screenshot what your OBS looks like.
Okay, give me a sec. I'm trying to find where the fucking screenshot went. Oh, it's probably over here. Yep. There.
Take off the input capture thing, please.
Okay.
I think. Mm-hmm.
Is this better?
Let me look. I'm gonna look at the stream really quick. It's better.
Okay. Alright, we got 3 viewers.
Okay.
Screech.
Yep.
Wait, I did the wrong fucking motherfucker. And someone already gotta be a fucking hater. I'm just
Of
kidding.
course.
I'm kidding. Okay, you wanna just try? You wanna just do it? What, do you guys wanna just like do it and just.
Chapter 1, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Introduction. Let me get a drink before I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time, in the magical land of Equestria, there came an era when the ideals of friendship gave way to greed, selfishness, paranoia, and a jealous reaping of dwindling space and natural resources. Lands took up arms against their neighbors. The end of the world occurred as much as we had predicted. The world was plunged into an abyss of balefire and dark magic. The details are trivial and pointless. The reasons, as always, purely our own. The world was nearly wiped clean of life. A great cleansing. A magical spark struck by pony hooves quickly raged out of control. Megaspells rained from the skies. Entire lands were swallowed in flames and fell beneath the boiling oceans. Ponykind was almost extinguished, their spirit becoming part of the ambient radiation that blanketed the lands. A quiet darkness fell across the world. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue for another bloody chapter in pony history. In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as stables. But when they emerged, they had only had the hell of the waste to greet them. All except those in Stable 2. For on that fateful day, when spellfire rained from the sky, the giant steel doors of Stable 2 swung closed and never reopened. Okay. Prologue of Pipbucks and Cutie Marks. If I'm going to tell you the adventure of my life, explain how I got to this place with these people, and why I did what I'm going to do next, I should probably start by explaining a little bit about Pipbucks. What is a Pipbuck? A Pipbuck is a device worn on the foreleg just above the hoof, issued to every pony in the stable when they become old enough to start work. A blending of unicorn pony magic and science, your Pipbuck will keep a constant measure of your health and even help administer healing poultices and other medicine. Keep track of and organize everything in your saddle packs, assist in repairs, and keep all manners of notes and maps available at a hoof tap. Plus, it allows you to listen to the stable broadcast whenever you would like, as it can tune into and decrypt just about any radio frequency. And that's not all. A pony's Pipbook generates an EFS, Eyes Forward Sparkle, that will indicate the direction and help gauge whether the ponies or creatures around you are hostile. And perhaps most impressively, a Pipbook can magically aid you in a fight for brief periods of time through use of SATs. Stable Tech Arcane Targeting Spell. Oh, and a feature not to be forgotten. It can keep track of the location of tagged objects or people, including wearers of other pit bugs. So if a pony somehow got lost, you don't ask me how you could get lost in a stable, but it does happen on occasion. But any pony who knew the lost pony's tag could find them instantly. It can even be made to glow like a lamp. So yes, pit bugs really are a testament to unicorn pony arcane science. And yes, having a pit bug is a huge advantage. So with how wonderful and miraculous all that just sounded, it's hard to impress upon ponies who never lived in a stable just how ordinary, how pedestrian a pit bug was in the eyes of ponies living in stable 2, and why I was disappointed to have one as my cutie mark. Every pony in stable 2 had a pit bug. All that stuff I mentioned, most ponies don't even use half of that. They just used it to tune into the stable broadcast, listen to the sweet, sweet voice of Velvet Remedy in the evenings, or the latest school singing competitions during the day. The stable had 2 soccer leagues, one which allowed sacks and one which prohibited it. Otherwise, ponies paid their pit bugs almost no attention at all. The overmare issues each pony their own pit bug on the day of their cutie mark party. Usually a day or 2 after you get the mark on your flanks that tells every pony what makes you special. What you're destined to be good at, once it shows, the overmare knows what to assign you. You know your place in the stable, so no, I was not thrilled that what made me special was something that every pony had. Which was like told I wasn't being special, which was like being told I wasn't special at all. Sure, getting a pit bug as my cutie mark could have meant I was destined to become an awesome pit bug repair filly or something, but in reality it was like getting a cutie mark of a cutie mark. Didn't help that I was the last pony to get her cutie mark. Not surprising in retrospect. Kinda tough to find out what you're supposed to be good at when what you're supposed to be good at is something you don't get until you find out what you're supposed to be good at. So, I tried everything. I even tried to invent new things. As a unicorn pony myself, my innate magics allowed me a fun level of manipulation that earth ponies don't enjoy. Any pony can hold a key in their mouth and open a lock. But using multiple tools in a very delicate operation, that requires precise levitation. So I decided to pick locks with a bobby pin and screwdriver, and I was eventually getting pretty good out of it. Unfortunately, it didn't get me my cutie mark, it just got me in trouble. I even, to my humiliation, went through the CAT, cutie mark aptitude test, in the hopes that it would guide me to what made me special, but no. My cat was utterly average, with only marginally higher scores in a couple areas, indicating that I might be suited for work as a pet bug technician or a stable loyalty inspector. 2 options, should I note, though were even less impressive when you consider that it was generally expected that unicorn ponies would go into either technical or administrative work. That is, except the unicorn ponies who are natural artists like Velvet Remedy. As I said before, our inherent magic allows us the sort of fine manipulation that technical work demands. Likewise, the overmare and the government were always unicorn ponies. It is the overmare's unicorn magic, after all, that creates the false sunlight used to grow our underground apple orchard. And while our apples might not look like those beautiful red things in the old books, they are what keep us alive. It was only because they let me try my hopes at both positions that I gained access to a pit bug before receiving my own. Otherwise, I might have never gotten my cutie mark. Oh, my name is Little Pip, go figure. I was given the name because I was the youngest and the smallest. And even my mother had the good sense enough to call me Pipsqueak. Not that I don't love her, but when a filly's cutie mark is a glass of hard apple cider. Anyways, funny how names like that turn out sometimes. Pleased to meet you. Here is my story. How is everything going? Okay. Yay!
I'm sorry, were you talking to us, or?
I was just checking on the stream. It's okay. Okay, now stuff with actual people. Hey, considering like no one's fucking streaming in, do you guys just want to have fun and just take each paragraph, just fucking read it?
Would keep what we had originally just in case people do join.
Huh?
Keep what we had planned
Okay.
and go with the flow. Don't change last minute.
Okay. Because in chapter 2, out of the stable. I'm silly. Chapter 1, out of the stable. Because in stable 2, no pony ever enters and no pony ever leaves. Gray. The walls of the maintenance stalls were all a very monotonous dull gray. But the particular wall I was staring at had the merit of being a very clean gray. Pit bugs were notoriously hardy and reliable, so being the stable's pit bug technician meant that there were long periods of nothing to do. Being the pit bug technician's apprenticement, I was assigned to all the mundane daily chores while my trainer took extended naps in the back room. Chores like cleaning the walls.
This wall needs a mural.
I let myself fantasize, picturing the Overmare agreeing and ordering Paulette herself to turn our entire stall into one of her brightly colored masterpieces. Paulette was the greatest painter in Stable 2. And like every skilled artist, that made her a stable treasure. Life in Stable 2 inevitably began to eat at your spirit. You were born in the stable. You lived your whole life in the stable. You were going to die there, and the course of your life was largely laid out for you to see by your cutie mark party. So the Overmare insisted that a new song be added to the stable broadcast repertoire each week. That public areas were brightly painted and adorned with uplifting and motivational murals. That regular parties were planned in the atrium, all in an effort to distract and stave off depression. Reality came crashing back as I stared at the eternally blank gray. Beautifying maintenance areas was tragically low priority already, and the pit bug technician stall was one of the least trafficked areas of maintenance. I felt my ears droop as I started to realize that I'd be staring at the same gray wall nearly every day for the rest of my life.
Oh dear, is it really that bad?
And there she was, Velvet Remedy, the gorgeous charcoal-colored coated unicorn with streaks of color in her white mane, and a voice as smooth as silk and rich as the finest chocolate, was standing in the hallway of my stall. I felt admittedly grateful that I had finished the cleaning and simultaneously ashamed that the room was so beneath her. I couldn't believe she was standing there. I had seen her on the stage above us at late parties. I had listened to her songs incessantly, recording every new one to my pitbox so that I wouldn't have to wait to hear it again. I'll admit it now. I had a crush on Velvet Remedy for years. Me and at least 300 other ponies. My mother used to laugh at that. "Little Pip," she would say, chortling with her friends. "Velvet Remedy's barn door doesn't swing that way." It took me a couple of years to understand what my mother had meant by that, and it took me several seconds to process that Velvet Remedy had just asked me something.
Huh?
Wonderful response, Little Pip. So elegant. I wanted to dig my way through the concrete floor and pull the trunks over on top of me. She smiled sweetly. She smiled at me in that amazing voice.
You looked so heartbroken when I came in. Is there anything I can do?
Velvet Remedy offered to help me. I was shocked to my senses. Velvet Remedy must have had some reason to be down here. Some pit-book reason. It wasn't like she was going wandering out maintenance after all. Looking around, I realized that I was the only pony on duty. My teacher wasn't, as usual, asleep in his office. Oh, no, it was nothing. I tried to regain composure. Oh, sorry, Bun Bun.
It's okay. How may I be assistance?
Velvet Remedy's expression was both compassionate and unconvinced, but she lifted a forehoof, raising her pip-book to my gaze. A more elegant model than mine, with her initials and kitty mark. A beautiful bird with wings outstretched and beak opened in song, embellished it tastefully. I hate to be a
be a bother, but it's begun to chafe. Could you replace the padding?
Oh, absolutely.
I was already levitating the special key used to unlock a pit bug from a pony's foreleg. As an apprentice technician, I had all manner of tools, of special precision tools in the pockets of my utility body. Maxwell.
Oh, sorry.
I'll have it done right away.
Wait. Oh, sorry.
I'll have it done right away.
The pit bug came off with a click. Velvet Remedy chuckled hesitantly, lowering her hoof.
No, that's all right. Take your time. I'm going to put some salve on this leg back in my room and rest up for the afternoon.
That's right! Velvet Remedy was performing the Stable 2 Saloon tomorrow night. I would have to polish it up, make it worthy of being worn above her hoof. If I spent all night on it, I could give it a full tune-up, have it running as smoothly as the day she got it, and still have it back for her before the show.
Oh, all right. I'll have it. I'll have it back to you.
This line is so hard.
I'll have it back to you by the time tomorrow. You won't be disappointed, I promise.
She smiled at me again, and the gray in the world couldn't darken my day. Velvet.
Thank you.
And then she turned to go. I watched her as her cutie mark disappeared around the doorway. Then she was gone. Turning the corner, I was startled out of my reverie by the mass of ponies gathering outside Velvet Remedy's room. Damn, I was gonna have to go battle my way through the hoof print seekers and paparazzi. Levitating the pit bug higher, I started to shove my way into the crowd. She's gone! Alka? Oh, no, I'll just do it. Oh, go ahead.
How could she leave?
The hushed voices and panicked whinnies around me grew alarming.
Why would she abandon us?
Gone? Velvet Remedy was gone? And then the words that chopped me cold.
I didn't even think the stable door could open.
She gone outside? Don't worry, every pony, boomed the voice of the overmare from somewhere in the crowd. I have the tag of each and every pony in the stable. I will personally send out a rescue party. We'll have our Velvet back by the end of the day, worry not. I felt I was drowning in cold, wet cement. My gaze slowly moved up towards the pit bug floating above me. I lowered my head, slowly trying to back out of the crowd, curling the floating pit bug close. When the overmare brought up Velvet Remedy's tag, it would lead every pony not to Velvet, but her pit bug sitting in the maintenance. With a thump, I backed into some pony, startlingly enough that the levitation field evaporated in a poof, and the clean and shiny pit bug clattered to the floor. Turning, I found myself eye to eye with the overmare. She didn't speak, her gaze turning to the pit bug on the ground, Velvet Remedy's initials and cutie mark clearly visible. What is this? The overmare spoke slowly, dangerously. All eyes turned on me. I could feel every pair of eyes. Nobody spoke. The silence bore down like a lead blanket. My mouth went dry. I couldn't find my voice. I didn't need to. I could feel the wave of loathing. Dozens of Velvet Remedy fan ponies, and I was the pony holding the reason why their idol was lost to them. The overmare's voice was low and surprisingly gentle. Take it back and go to your room swiftly. She didn't need to tell me twice. I lay on my bed that evening, poking at Velvet Remedy's pit bug as the radio of my own played yet another reiteration of the tragedy of the day. I couldn't believe it. Velvet Remedy was gone. I couldn't understand. Why would she leave? Why would she go? The door out of Stable 2 was closed and sealed. Only the overmare knew the secrets to opening, assuming it could even open, which obviously it could. But why? Nobody really knew what was outside. If there was anything out there, historical books suggest that the world outside was blasted, lifeless, and poisonous. That was at least the common and logical assumption. But a ghost story, some pony told me my first and only slumber party had given me horrible nightmares and still lurked in the shadows of my head. A tale of a pony who somehow got the stable door open and stepped outside, only to find that there was no outside, just a great nothingness, and whisked the pony away, devouring her soul that she was nothingness too. Empirically, I knew that wasn't the case, but the mental image still haunted me. Two things I did understand: that Velvet Remedy had gotten me to remove her pit box so the overmare couldn't track her with it, and that I was screwed. Being the smallest pony of my age, and the last to get my cutie mark, did not facilitate building friendships with my peers. Mother honestly didn't help either, nor did waking up screaming at my first slumber party. So I was used to being alone. But I never had enemies before. I'd been beneath the notice of other ponies, but I'd never had one hate me. I really couldn't blame them either. Even though it wasn't fair, they were upset and hurt and needed a scapegoat. The news hadn't mentioned me by name, just Velvet Remedy's custom decorated Pip-Buck was found in the possession of a Pip-Buck technician pony. But with the whole two of us, it wasn't hard for every pony to figure out, even without the scene outside of the room earlier. The overmare was speaking on the radio. We are all feeling this loss. But I want to remind every pony that Velvet Remedy chose to do this. She chose to leave her home, to abandon us, her family. She betrayed my trust and she betrayed yours, just as she betrayed the trust of the pony who she tricked into removing her Pip-Buck, ensuring we could not find her. I know many of you are angry or hurt. I urge you to direct that anger where it truly belongs. As thankful as I was for her words, it wasn't going to change the resentment I would face every day. Even if everybody kept to themselves, it hung in the air like old smoke. I distracted myself with the errant Pip-Buck, taking note of the encrypted file. I had spotted it yesterday, figuring it was probably in an unfinished new song. I didn't want to open it then, both out of respect for Velvet Remedy's privacy and a dislike of spoilers. But I guess it didn't matter anymore. The song would never be played. Opening a pouch of my utility barding, I withdrew an access tool that would allow me to remove the encryption safely and easily. It was a sound file. I played it. The override code for opening the door to stable 2 is CMC3BFF. I shut up in surprise that I had heard. Swiftly, I turned off the radio and played it again. I didn't recognize the voice. It was female, kind of sweet, and strange accent that didn't sound like anyone in the stable. But now I know how Velvet Remedy left. I must have sat there for hours contemplating what should do, but finally I made my choice. I was going to go outside. I was going to bring her back. I stood there, staring at the huge steel door that was sealed in stable 2 away from the horrors, or nothingness, outside. And the 2 guard ponies who blocked my way. I had my saddlebags packed with apples and necessities, even a big book of arcane sciences for something to read. I had 2 canteens around my neck. I was ready to go, but the overmare was making sure there were no follow-up acts, and insistence and glowering looks weren't going to get me anywhere. My horn was glowing, but they stood their ground unimpressed. They weren't going to let me out anywhere near the control panel.
Hey, aren't you the filly who let our Velvet get lost outside anyway?
One of the guards inquired daringly, taking a bullying step forward. The other guard looked away in disgust. I'm not sure if he was disgusted at me or if he felt like the overmare seemed to about ponies wanting to take it out on me. I was kind of hoping it was the former, considering what I was about to do to them. Thud. The metal footlocker above them dropped onto their heads, knocking both out cold. Earth ponies. They never saw that levitating something up behind you trick at it. I was at the controls, entering the passcode for Velvet Remedy's pip book, when the Overmare's voice boomed through nearby speakers. Stop! I order you to stop this instant. Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. Guards! I want every guard pony at Stable 2 door. Stop that filly! Oh crap. My hose flew up to the main switch of the door, and I prayed to Celestia that the code worked. Then with all my strength, I threw the switch. A loud clanging filled the air, followed by a hissing steam and a great rumble that shook the room. As I watched, the massive bolt that held the door from Stable 2 slid back. A huge hinge arm swung down, attaching itself to the door, and with teeth-hurting squeal, pulled the massive steel door out and away. Randomly, I found myself thinking that my mother's voice. Stable 2's doors don't swing that way. The door to Stable 2 wasn't supposed to swing at all. Even though I threw the switch, I was stunned to see it actually open. You don't have to do this, little Pip, isn't it? The Overmare's voice kicked me out of my stupor. I could hear the hooves of galloping drawing near. I took a step towards the door.
Don't worry. I'll bring her back.
No, you won't. If you leave here, you'll never be let back in. For a moment, the unfairness stung. The Overmare was willing to set out a search party to bring Velvet Remedy back. But then Velvet Remedy was special, and I was not. Part of me wanted to turn back right there, crawl to my room, and drearily put safe life. Drawing myself up, I stepped out the door. With a final hiss and clang, the steel door to Stable 2 closed irrevocably behind me. I don't know what I expected to find just beyond the door, but it certainly wasn't this long, dark hallway. It smelled of rotting timbers and sepulch air. I was no longer in the stable, but I wasn't outside yet either. I was in limbo. I turned on my pit-book's light and recoiled with a gasp at the skeletons of long-dead ponies which littered the hall. The outside of the stable door was marred from where ponies had slammed onto it with their hooves, cracked and shattered trying to get in. Moving forward quickly, I discovered that the hallway opened to an old room with stairs, leading up a horizontal door with a shutter lock. The entrance from outside world in Stable 2 had been clearly disguised as a door to a humble apple cellar. And by disguised, I mean that the person who built it had building an apple cellar. Taking a deep breath, I trotted up the stairs, swung open the cellar door, and stepped outside. And that is the end of chapter 1. And we are done. And barely anyone was watching anyway, so it's fine. So, I guess goodbye?